Hey YouTube, what is going on? It is Jack here back with another video, and today we're going to do part 2 of the top 200 ladder replay series. I know this is coming a bit more into the season than expected, and I know it's not right at the end of the season with the best gameplay, but I did beat some really difficult matchups, and I think I outplayed them enough to the point where, like, I just really want to share the games with you, and I will put it as part 2, because why not? So, we're going to be getting into that in just a minute, but first, most of you guys probably know, but Clash Mini, a new Supercell game, has just released in beta, and I have been loving it so much. I've been having so much fun with it. It's been a really nice, refreshing game after playing Clash for a while, or Royale for a while, I should say. It's just like, it's so much fun, and so if you guys would like to see some content on it, let me know if you guys want to see it. If you guys like really want me to start uploading it, if you want me to give it a shot, see what you guys think, or if you don't want me to do it at all. I already did a community poll, but you guys can comment down below if you want to see it. It also helps me with the algorithm if you comment, so that'd be nice. Also, drop a like in the video and subscribe if you would like. But that is going to be it for the intro today. Let's go ahead and hop straight into the matches. So, the first match here is against Miguel, running Graveyard. So, he's running a normal Splash Yard variation, if the game would ever load. Let's go, phone. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, there it goes. So, he's running a normal Splash Yard variation, except he has the Mega Minion in for... Which card is it that they normally have in there here? I forget. I forget which card they normally have in there for the Mega Minion. Let's see if I can remember. If I don't remember, somebody comment it down, because I'm being very silly tonight. So, I just going for a Magic Archer first play. I didn't know what he was playing, so this is the safest play. I don't want to wait until double elixir. I really would like to get the game started if I can. So, he is going to go in for nothing. I'm going to go in for a Battle Ram, and he's just going to set up with a Goblin Cage right here. So, this is a little bit awkward since he has a Graveyard right here, because he can really just use this Brawler and like one card and go in for a really big counter push. He's going to hit 9 elixir, and I'm just going to go in for the Royal Ghost here. So, I wait a little bit to see if he'd support it, but he doesn't, and then I go in for the Ghost. So he's going to go in for the Mega Minion, and I'm wary of a King activation, so I go with my Bandit here. Maybe not the smartest of plays, because now he's got a Knight and a Mega Minion, and I have 8 elixir. We're at an even elixir, and he already has 6 on the board. So I just go for an Ewiz, knowing he's going to Graveyard, then we Magic Archer the back, and this is actually pretty good for me right here. Not the worst defense I've ever had. Mega Minion is unfortunately going to come in and swipe up on that Ewiz. But we do end up killing the Mega Minion right there and forcing out a Baby Dragon and a Goblin Cage on the offensive. So that's pretty good for me. I immediately punish him with the Royal Ghost, which was not a smart decision. I really forgot that he was going to have a Tornado in this deck. I don't know why, but I think the Mega Minion kind of like spooked me. I didn't think he was going to have Tornado with it, but yeah, Mega Minion's for Bomber or Ice Wizard. That's what it is. It's for Bomber or Ice Wizard. So yeah, I don't know why, but I just didn't think he would have a Tornado, and we end up losing the King Tower activation, and he's in the damage lead. Like, if you get a King Tower activation against Graveyard, you better be up by like at least 1,000 damage, and I am not. I am currently down damage, and I don't know why I zapped that tower, but I just go in for an Ewiz in the back. I wanted to play my Ewiz and not the Magic Archer, because I really need my Magic Archer for defense. I'm going to go in for a Battle Ram, and I believe he's just going to play a Goblin Cage, and then he goes in for the Tornado to try and pull everything in. That's fine by me. We just go for a Magic Archer right here. Ewiz is going to do some decent work. However, we do have a pretty big counter push to deal with. So he's going to go in for the Baby Dragon and the Bar Barrel. I'm just going to zap that. Ghost should go ahead and take care of the Brawler. Split lane with the Bandit just so that he can't get a lot of value with his defensive units and start building up those big counter pushes, because that's what it's going to end up screwing me if I were to like continue to allow it to happen. So we go for the Magic Archer. He hesitates for a minute. We get 2 Magic Archer shots, putting us into the damage lead temporarily. Baby Dragon's going to lock on. I have a kind of a bad cycle here. Baby Dragon continues to get damage. Skeletons are doing a lot of damage, but we do end up eventually cleaning them up, as well as the Knight dying. So now, since he doesn't have a Graveyard or a Knight or like anything to punish me in hand, he just used the Baby Dragon. I go for a P.E.K.K.A in the back. He's going to go in for his Royal Ghost here. So that's going to be fine by me. I go for a Magic Archer, kind of a bad Magic Archer. He fireballs it. I thought he missed it for a second, so I ended up going in for a Ghost here. And I go for a Battle Ram and wait for a long time to kill the Baby Dragon, because he eventually is going to the baby dragon was getting targeted by the tower. I whiffed my zap. What I was trying to do there was I was trying to kill that barbarian and get the ghost to lock on. I knew he was going to cage, but now I have to be really careful of the graveyard. So I blocked the bridge here. He was just hitting 5 elixir, but I was really, really paranoid because Knight Baby Dragon is so hard to kill. Because if I use the P.E.K.K.A, like, if I use the P.E.K.K.A, oops, sorry, I just times 2'd it. If I use the P.E.K.K.A after it crosses the bridge, then I have to wait to play my Magic Archer, and then I have to spam another troop to counter the graveyard at 0, and he can just spell. But if I block the bridge, then I can recoup elixir, and I can have my Magic Archer Ewiz and another troop down to counter whatever support he's got coming back over the bridge. Plus his graveyard wouldn't have had a tank if he had gone in, so it was just a much better play than the alternative. So I go in for a bandit in the back. And I could have kited the baby dragon, but I just go for a high Ewiz here. He doesn't have his fireball and cycle. This is actually a really nice sequence by me. Just setting up, we actually have a small counter push, and we do split lane very nicely here again. Interesting tornado. I just go ahead and take his fireball on the baby dragon and then barbarian. I just don't want to deal with counter push. I go for a magic archer in the middle. He's gonna fireball it, and since he went for a mega minion, and I knew he was gonna fireball the magic archer, or else it was gonna get a lot of value, I just go in for a P.E.K.K.A in the back. Because we need to start up a push with a P.E.K.K.A. It's the only way we're going to break through. I go for my Ewiz to kill this Mega Minion. Look at his hand. It's a little bit awkward, so we go in for the Ghost. We just go in for a high Magic Archer. I was going to snipe the Goblin Cage originally. He goes in for a Fireball, though, and the Mega Minion does die. Now he's at 5 Elixir, and he doesn't have that many units on the field. Like, of course he has some. I go in for a Battle Ram here, and then I go in for a Fireball. P.E.K.K.A.'s going to go ahead and get a lot of value. Quickly zap that Mega Minion. He's going to play a Knight. He really should play the defensive graveyard here. We spam in the opposite lane. It doesn't actually work out all that well. The Knight's locked on. But my Ewiz is there. We're going to go in for a Battle Ram. Bandit gets onto the tower. We're in the damage lead. Magic Archer comes down at the bridge, and we definitely outplayed him there. We got a really nice push off. 8 seconds left. I go in for a Ewiz here, and then I fireball the graveyard. I was more BM knowing the Magic Archer was going to get a lot of damage. You know, just to have a little fun. I didn't actually send out any BM emotes, but, you know, fireballing your own graveyard when you could get a little more damage on the it's just for the fun. It's just for the fun of it. So, very nice game right there. We do end up walking away with a really, really solid victory. So the next game here is going to be against, I believe his name is Alpha Heart Expo. Yes, his name is Alpha Heart Expo. So, gonna go ahead and queue in. So he's playing Expo Bomber Rocket, which is admittedly much easier than 3.0 or even Icepo, because he has no tornado, and Bomber is pretty easily killable. It's kind of flimsy in the grand scheme of things. However, his cycle is so fast. I bet this guy also loses a lot to Lava, so I hope he hasn't faced much. Well, actually, he's an Expo player. I hope he did face Lava. Sorry, Alpha Heart Expo. No hard feelings. Hard feelings to your deck. So we just go in for a Bandit off the bat. I was surprised he wasn't making a play, so I didn't know if his name was like a little bit of clickbait right there. So I go in for the Bandit. I have my Zap hovered for a Prediction Zap, but I just don't take it. As you will see, the Prediction Zaps, they're going to be on point this game. I'm not even going to lie. So he's going to go in for the Bomber, and my Magic Archer locks onto the Tesla immediately. So, unfortunately, his Tesla is going to go ahead and lock onto the Magic Archer, but Battle Ram does keep it alive. Not the greatest offensive Expo, in my opinion. Ewiz plus the Magic Archer, easy defense right there. He's going to go for Skeletons, but the Magic Archer's got it on lock, and I think he's going to log my Magic Archer. No, he's actually going to take the hit. So, we're up a bit of Elixir, and we do have our P.E.K.K.A and a Zap and Cycle for the Expo. So we are in a really nice situation here. We actually have the slight damage lead. I mean, 1 log on a Bandit as soon as I cycle it. That's going to take it away. It's not a huge thing. But, you know, always nice to look at the positive side of things. You do have a damage lead. You can actually win this matchup because it's pretty easy. So I just pre-zap again. I was going to hit Skeletons, but I just forgot that he had just used them, and I just kind of wanted to cycle my Zap there. Since he's got Bomber Reversion and his Skeletons are really far out of cycle, I wouldn't have needed my Zap to defend the Expo. So you go in for the Marcher. It's going to go ahead and kill off that Bomber with 1 shot to the Royal Ghost. And I go in for a Battle Ram knowing he has no Tesla and no way to kill the Magic Archer. E-Spirit's going to come in, doesn't chain on the Magic Archer. Skeletons come down, and I just toss a Peck in front of this. I don't go with my Bandit because a Knight would really easily clean it up. He cycles to his Bomber, kills my Magic Archer, and that's that. So he goes for a Knight, then a Bomber, and I pre-zap, boom, get those Skeletons out of here. He's at 3 Elixir. Luckily for him, though, another log will kill the Magic Archer, and then an E-Spirit to pull it back is going to kill the P.E.K.K.A. So again, we're still in the damage lead. I go for my Ghost here just to kind of, I thought he didn't have Knight in cycle, but he does have Knight in cycle. I forgot that he played the Knight first. So he goes in for the high Tesla. I Magic Archer the Knight, and I waste my Fireball here. I didn't actually need it because the Magic Archer was going to chain onto that Tesla, but like you can see how much I'm predicting him. I got the Skeletons. I got his Tesla, I pre-zap the E-Spirit. We get a nice lock for the Magic Archer. I mean, that's not game-breaking, but, like, it is very helpful to get that lock. And I cycle some cards. So I go in for the Magic Archer, cycle to my Bandit, and then we go in for a Battle Arm towards this defensive Expo. This is going to be nice for me. The Magic Archer is locked on to his Expo. Fireball's going to hit both the Bomber and the Knight. Magic Archer takes one Expo tick, but he kills the Knight, kills the Expo. We're looking pretty nice here. Just going to let the Magic Archer die. His E-Spirit is a little bit late. Damage advantage shifts onto the right tower, and I just go for a Ghost in the back. I want to play my Ghost in the opposite lane because Ghost is really threatening, but if I play it in the left lane, he can just rocket it out of there, and then I don't really have anything to punish the rocket. The Ghost is what's going to go crazy versus Expo Rocket, no Fireball. So we go in for the P.E.K.K.A in front of the Magic Archer. Not great skeletons on his end. He's going to cycle to another Bomber. I just take this Fireball on the Bomber. Weak side tower. I go for the Ghost. We're not taking that damage. Knight just gets completely eviscerated. And then this is going to be a good game right here. We're going to go in for our Battle Ram. He just used the log. He just uses Tesla. He's going to go in for the Bomber. But that's not going to be it. Tesla's back in cycle for him. We zap the Bomber and kill it. Then he's going to go in for a Knight. Ghost is still splashing the tower though. We're up so much damage. And then Fireball does come in. And this is where the game is over. He's just going to let Bandit connect and go to town. 327 on that tower. I just send in a little Royal Ghost, and then that's going to be it. He lets it go. And that's going to be a good game against a pretty, I would say that's P.E.K.K.A's matchup. I would go out and say that is actually P.E.K.K.A's matchup. But, I mean, hey, it's still a win versus Expo, and it was still a very, 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 very clean win versus Expo. So, sorry about the lag there. Let's go ahead and watch. We're going to watch all the last two replays here. We're going to watch this one against Zeki Gamer, and then one against Guanek, who is a retired Ultra legend in the game. He has multiple #1 finishes, but he's coming back. I'm very happy to see him back. Like, this is a little bit of a side note. This isn't even his replay, but I'm very happy to see Guanek back and enjoying the game. Dude is definitely a legend on the ladder scene. Like, you can't go and talk about best ladder players without him being mentioned, of course. I mean, a lot of players have more #1 finishes, but the dude was insanely dominant back in the day, so it's good to see him back on his grind and enjoying the game. So now we're against Zeki Gamer. This guy normally plays like E-Giant Sparky, but he's going to actually be playing the normal solo Igna variation of Giant Sparky. So Heal Spirit's going to come in. Nice Heal Spirit to prevent my Bandit from dashing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take this Fireball. You can see he's hovering, Zap, and Tornado. He was ready to like quickly react with a spell. I just take the Fireball. We're down like 1 elixir here, but we are thankfully having no damage done, and a little bit of damage done to his tower from that Magic Archer. So he's going to zap my tower. I'm going to go ahead and zap his. I'm fine wasting the zap early on in this matchup because in single elixir he's not really even able to break through. So Solo Igna, who is the best player of this deck, he has like a top 20 finish with it, I believe, maybe top 30. He's still insanely cracked. He tells me this is P.E.K.K.A's matchup, but I always have trouble with Sparky. Sparky's one of my worst matchups, and I know it is for a lot of players too, because it's so hard to defend. Sparky can just kill your whole push in one shot if you're not careful, especially with the Tornado. So I go ahead and play my Bandit in the opposite lane. My intention here is we're either going to get some damage on the tower so that if he takes mine, I can punish with the Battle Ram and get his easy, or he's going to Giant Kite, which is perfect for me because now his all push. We have a little bit of damage on the Giant, but his whole push is in one lane. So he's going to go in for the Tornado. P.E.K.K.A off to the side, actually kind of smart by me. I was trying to kill his mini P.E.K.K.A. Luckily, the Heal Spirit does not kill my P.E.K.K.A with its jump. That would have been really bad. I would have had to have like fireballed it. Like, this matchup just comes down to one P.E.K.K.A shot, one Heal Spirit jump, one anything, and this is either going to go completely in my favor or completely in his. So he goes in for the Ewis, and I just kind of go in for a P.E.K.K.A and not a P.E.K.K.A in the back. I believe I go in just for a Bandit in the back. Or do I block this Ewis? I forget what I do here. So I go for a Battle on Kite towards his weak side. Just by a little bit of HP. I know he's going to Sparky. I was completely ready for the Sparky. We just go in for a Magic Archer. And I don't want to play my Bandit just because the Bandit's going to get eviscerated by the Sparky and could also provide NATO value. So now that I know that he's playing the classic solo Igna version, I'm prepared for his Tornado. I go ahead and zap early. Oh, yeah, I do actually zap early. Nice play on his end is going to pull everything. Good Heal Spirit over there is also going to heal the mini P.E.K.K.A up, but our P.E.K.K.A does get one shot on it, so I'm actually fine. We're just going to go for a low Ghost. I'm going to Fireball the Ewis and the mini P.E.K.K.A, and this. I don't think I hit the Sparky. I might have hit the Sparky. I can't remember if I hit the Sparky. Late Ewis is going to come down. Luckily, this Ewis gets off one more zap. I would have been in huge trouble if it hadn't, but it does, and his zap is just a bit too late, though a very, very nice prediction by him. However, I really didn't have another option, so we're just going to go in really aggressively. This guy's micro is really good. Like, timings of his heal spirits and tornadoes and everything, just really, really good. Like, not normal Sparky gameplay from this guy. I mean, him and Solo Igna, they are very good Sparky players. Some of the other Sparky players, as you all know, not the most amazing players. No shade to those Sparky players, but you know, sometimes they might just be letting whole pushes go for no reason. So he's gonna go in for, I'm just waiting for this fireball here. I just take the fireball. I don't try and zap too early. Now I zap. I probably should have made it so that the bandit dashed, but he goes in for a zap and a he goes in for the zap as well as the mini P.E.K.K.A, and our P.E.K.K.A still gets a shot. So I go in for a ghost, and then I just E-Wiz, and that's going to be game. We spread out everything really nicely for his fireball. I actually go in for the battle ram really quickly so that we're even more spread out. Like, he can fireball this, but he's not going to be able to hit everything. He does hit the E-Wiz as well as the battle ram, but it doesn't knock off the bar. It only hits the shell, not the barbs. Sparky eventually shoots, but fireball does it at level 14. That's going to be a nice, easy game against Sparky. However, I say easy even though if one thing went differently there, I would have been screwed. So I think I accidentally just hit reset on the replay, which is not optimal. I apologize for the delay. So once I can get out of here, the next matchup is going to, the last matchup of the video is going to be against Guanek. So Guanek is playing this Mega Knight Ram Rider Archer Queen deck, which is admittedly a pretty difficult matchup if my phone will ever load. So yeah, it is a pretty difficult matchup just because, like, Lightning gets a ton of value on my troops. He can bandit, and then he also has the Archer Queen, which is just absolutely insane. Like, you guys all know about the Archer Queen. She is just crazy. Like, you play her at the bridge, and she'll get so much damage. So, we are going to go in, and so I actually play the start of this game really badly, and you'll see how. But then I clutch up with, like, the most insane defense ever. It's great. You guys are going to want to watch this whole game. It gets really tight at the end. So he goes over a bandit in the back, and I'm kind of like, well, look at my hand. He's just going to play a fireball or a lightning. I didn't know he had lightning, but I was assuming fire. He's just going to play something on my E-Wiz or my magic archer if I play it. And I don't want to spend that much elixir against a bandit deck. I might get really messed up if I do. So I'm just going to go in for a magic archer here. I didn't want to play my E-Wiz. I thought he was going to, like, predict it. And a nice barbell from him, however, does not hit the magic archer. So I don't even play anything. Barb only gets one shot on the Magic Archer. Thankfully, the Magic Archer's angle was really doing some work there. So this is where I don't even think I played this badly. I just kind of got screwed here. I go for my Bandit in the opposite lane, and I try and fireball the Archer Queen, which was admittedly not the best of plays. So first off, I zap the Archer Queen. No, I ghost. I was trying to kill her, and we actually do successfully kill her. He's going to let the Bandit lock on, but then the Balram Kite coming over here. A tower locks onto his bandit. He whiffs the snowball. If he had snowballed the barbs, this defense would have been a lot different. Quickly just going for the zap to try and hesitate that as long as we can. Bandit only gets a dash and like one shot. Mega Knight only gets a little bit of damage. I'm in the damage lead and I'm only down 1 elixir. After that, you saw him. He had a Mega Knight bandit. Or Mega Knight, yeah, he had a Mega Knight bandit. I had like 4 elixir in my hand. That I'm really proud of. So he's going to go in for the bar barrel. I go in for the bandit behind my tower. I just like this play a lot. I don't know why. I could play her to the side anywhere. I just like playing her behind the tower. It gives me like the most time to really set up for something. So he's going to let my bandit connect. Smart play on his end. Bandit's going to get some nice damage, but that's still a strong side tower by 500 HP. It's definitely the smart play right there. So he goes in for the Inferno Dragon. I go in for my Ghost. And I think he calls on the ability. Yes, he does. He's going to go ahead and kill the Magic Archer and get a lot of damage on the Ghost. However, my Ghost is going to end up killing her. She only gets 1 shot on the tower. I go for my E-Wiz off to the side. He's going to go in for a nice Lightning here, I believe. Yep. So he's going to be low on Elixir. I think I just zapped the Inferno Dragon to cycle to my Bandit. And then we go in for the Bandit. So I go in for my Bandit here. He's going to just let this all go. I think he might snowball the Bandit to prevent her from dashing. He goes in for a Ram Rider in the back, which was a smart play on his end. He's not going to go in for anything at the bridge. He's just going to let this Ram Rider go. If the Bandit had gotten 1 more shot here, I don't think this Ram Rider would have charged to the tower. However, I do kind of just have to let this Ram Rider charge. Otherwise, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. So he's going to go in for the Archer. He has the Archer Queen as well as the Inferno Dragon. That P.E.K.K.A is probably not going anywhere. So he can afford to save a Mega Knight for the other lane. He does end up going for his Mega Knight there. And then, but I have another P.E.K.K.A on the map. So the E-Wiz is doing a good job. However, a nice Bandit on his end is going to kill the P.E.K.K.A. Unfortunately, just a second longer. And that Bandit would have been at full HP. And I would have been in a lot more trouble. So here I just go for the Fireball and the Inferno Dragon. I probably should have Fireballed it closer. But we don't get any damage. I mean, I do go for a nice zap so we can kill that Ram Rider. Barb is not going to get any damage, so we're not actually looking too bad. We do have the elixir lead, but we didn't get any damage, and my tower is still getting low. So I just go for my bandit here, and he is going to go for his archer queen in the back. I go for my ghost, and then I believe we're just going to P.E.K.K.A towards the archer queen. Yes, because I do have my battle ram in hand. If he decides to go in, I'm going to have plenty of responses. So Mega Knight is going to come in. I go for my I go for, what do I go? I go for my magic archer, and then I also go in for a battle ram to kite. Yeah, this is a really nice sequence for me, because the battle ram is going to kite, Mega Knight whiffs his jump, P.E.K.K.A's on top, and the archer queen prevents the battle ram from taking any damage. He's got to snowball it, so I just go spam. I go ghost, I'm going to spam him a little bit, I go for a bandit. He's going to go for a barbarian. Ghost is now locked onto that tower though. Bandit's almost going to die. I quickly fireball the archer queen. Bandit locks onto his tower. Magic archer's going crazy, or ghost I mean is going crazy. Magic archer locks on, and that's the game. I would have won with that magic archer alignment onto the Inferno Dragon, but we do end up walking away with the win. Just had to be patient in that matchup, make sure his archer queen didn't go crazy, and we walked away with the win. So that's going to be it for part 2 of this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.